Microsoft has launched a new Outlook for users to try the new layouts and features with the capabilities to revert to the classic view. In the near future, this version will become the standard Outlook desktop application. In this video, I will give you an overview of the new Outlook calendar features only. I have separate videos in the new Outlook playlist that covers what's missing, an encouragement message on why you should start using the new Outlook now instead of later, and some specific how-to videos. So stay connected. Microsoft will continue to roll out more features, so let's dive in. So I have navigated to Adele's Outlook calendar on desktop. Let's go ahead and launch the new Outlook. By default, it would open up in our emails, and we can get to our calendar by clicking on this icon or press Control 2 and navigate to the calendar. One of the main things is you see that there's only 3 tabs in the calendar. That's kind of standard. I do see all my accounts here. We're only going to show Adele's calendar. Okay, so we're on the home tab, and I'll come back to new event a little bit later, but we can display the number of days we want to see on our screen. Here is the tip. If you press alternate and a number 1 through 7, you're able to display them with a shortcut key. So let me show you how that works. I'm going to hit alternate 1. I see 1 day. Let's do alternate 7. I see 7 days. So you get the gist. So let me go back to the month view. And we have, Adele. Adele's calendar is in red, and I'm going to show you Nestor. One of the new features that they have is the filter feature. So if I would go and click on appointments, I will see only Adele's appointments. Appointments are, it's my time reserved that does not include any other attendees. I can also look at meetings that I have organized. So I see all those meetings. I also want you to take note of is that you can hide this panel if you like by clicking on this icon. This is the left navigation, even the right navigation. This only appears when you're looking at the month view. You can easily turn this on or off by clicking this symbol here as well. Let's click on the View tab. I want to talk to you about saved views because I found this a little bit confusing because I can actually click on a saved view, and what it's really doing is save the layout. I thought that it was going to save the actual time period versus just the layout. That's why you actually see in my calendar that I have a time period in here, but it's actually the actual layout. So I find that very useful. I've actually given Microsoft some feedback, actually requesting both type of views, one for layouts and one for time period. If you agree with me, put it in the comments below. Let's look at the calendar settings. There's a few things I want to show you here. So you have some options here, adding the weather if you like. You can easily share calendars, customize actions, just like you see in emails, that you have the option to choose what you use the most to appear in the, menu so you can have easy access to it. And I want to really show you how to get to your shortcuts. So here are the shortcuts. We're going to click here. Here are all the shortcuts that is relating to the calendar only. So you do have your separate shortcuts for the actual inbox and for your mail, and then you have this for your calendar. So I have navigated back to the home page. Let's look at some of the features when you click on New Event. So notice when you click on New Event, you don't see appointments. In the desktop version, it was there. I do have a separate video on showing you how to create appointments. So a couple of things that I like about this new look and feel. Automatically, I know whose calendar that I'm looking for. If you manage multiple calendars, this is so helpful. It shows not only here at the very top, as well as, in this area, you can click on this to drop down to change if you like. So if you need to change the different calendar, and I know that this is Adele based on the color of her calendar. So this is really great. Let's just go across the top here. That couple things I want to make sure that you are aware of is when you have your response options, make sure if you don't want anyone to forward your email, go ahead and deselect allow forwarding, as well as many times if you have an external event that includes external speakers, you don't want to give out their email address. So make sure you click on this to hide the attendees list. You can also add an email reminder, and it's really simple to do. You just come in here, click on email reminder, set your time and a message because it's going to email you. It's not going to be a pop up, it's going to be an email saying whatever note that you put in here to remind you about that upcoming meeting. Private, it's really that you have right in front of you. You won't forget, hey, I want to mark this message private. What that will do is anything for the title and attendees will not be visible to anyone. It would just be more or less just a color block saying that you are busy during that time. Anytime you see a lock by a person's event, it is marked private. You can add little charms just to make sure it's just another way visually you can find your calendar events. The other thing that I'll mention is that you have the ability to go ahead and send it automatically or save it as a draft. I was a little surprised that they didn't have the delayed delivery. I would expect that in the future. That's just my thoughts. Another way that you can create a calendar event is just by clicking directly on the time slot. So you don't have to do the drop down and it opens up and you can fill it in just like what we did before. So I wanted to show you that you do have the ability to display the time zones here. I actually have 4 here. The one that is closest to the next date is actually your time zone, and then whatever you choose, you do have the ability to actually label them. Now the secret is I actually was able to create up to 10 time zones. Wanted to show you here, you do have the option to choose between the classic and the simplified ribbon. Let me just switch to the simplified ribbon. It's just going to make it smaller on your screen. Well, that's all I have for you today. Stay connected. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel for more Microsoft tricks and tips and news.